Hi. I first of all just wanted to say thank you to everyone who helped and supported me yesterday. It really means a lot to me. Um, I did go into college. I did make it through the day, but it was pretty rough, and I'm really feeling it now. Um, really tired, really achy, just kind of bone deep exhausted. And it kind of made me think about, you know, functioning labels. And I know, there's generally speaking a fairly wide trend towards moving away from them because a lot of people find them really unhelpful or rude or ableist. Some people find them really beneficial and helpful, and absolutely each to their own. Um, these things are extremely personal and individual, and it's not super cool to diminish how other people want to express themselves, and it's okay to have a healthy debate about whether or not you approve or appreciate those labels. But for me personally, I realized that today, as I was kind of musing on it, that my issues with functioning labels are that I don't particularly like feeling like I'm being described like a piece of equipment, that's like functioning or not. Um, that seems, I don't know, there's something I don't like about that personally. It feels a bit icky or gross. But also particularly with kind of high functioning or whatever, as I've described myself in the past, I was described that way by the person who assessed and diagnosed me. Um, and I understand why those labels have potentially been helpful, but they only describe. I feel like the description high functioning basically says you are able to, you know, pretend you're normal for a bit. Um, I went to college all day yesterday. I talked to people. I had, normal conversations or whatever. I did my treatments. I tolerated sensory horrors. I did it, but it really cost me. And today I'm not really functioning. Today I'm exhausted and desperately trying to regain some energy so I can go back to college tomorrow. And then I'll be exhausted again, probably for a couple of days. I have no energy to do anything but go to college. And that doesn't really seem like a holistically healthy life. And, I'm studying wellness therapies. It's all about holistic well-being. It's about the idea that there needs to be kind of balance in your life, and that you need to look at all the aspects of your life and see where you can make improvements, or where you can see the benefits, or the things that are making your life harder or shorter or more painful, and as soon as I have to do something in the real world, almost all the other aspects of my well-being start to suffer. Since I've been back at college, I've not really been able to spend time with people as much. I've not been able to eat properly for weeks and weeks and weeks. My exercise routine has been absolutely shifted in a way that I'm not super happy with. Um, I don't have the energy to look after other aspects of my life as well, because so much of it is being taken up with going to college and then recovering from being at college. And that means I'm only functioning in one way, and that's not functioning, is it? That's just stumbling through, you know. So yeah, I prefer the idea of well-being rather than functionality. Um, and I think mine is suffering because of my efforts to be functional. And maybe at some point I have to decide if it's worth it, which is pretty depressing. But I was doing so well over the summer, for the most part. I was recovering from last year, I was working out regularly, I was generally eating much better than I had been for the last couple of terms at college last year. I went to a party, I saw people, I looked after my home, I was able to be there for my wife when she was struggling. All of that is now suffering. And that's not holistic well-being, is it? You know, how can I take on a client and tell them they need balance and to assess all the aspects of their life and try and make beneficial changes where possible and where it's not stressful, if I can't do that for myself? So yeah, just gonna have to see how I go. I realise that this is just week 1 back after a break, so there will be an adjustment period, and you know, it is a big change. Even if I only had a week off, it's still a big change to go back. So obviously I just need to see how I go, but it's pretty frustrating. And yeah, I personally would appreciate not being referred to by functioning labels, because you don't see what it costs me to be functional. But yeah, I am so grateful to this community, to social media, for all its awfulness and flaws. I am really grateful that there are people out there who get it when I express this stuff. It really makes me feel less alone and less worthless, more worthy, which is ridiculous. I shouldn't feel more or less worthy. Everyone is just worthy, that's the point. But yeah. Anyway, thanks for listening. Take care. I hope you're all doing well. Live long and prosper.